It is finally happening. Seniors are getting a Social Security raise, and this time it's a big one. The Social Security Administration has officially announced that October 24, 2025, will be the key date when we find out how much bigger your monthly benefits will be in 2026. For millions of retirees, this announcement is the most anticipated of the year, because it determines how much their Social Security checks will grow to keep up with inflation and rising costs of living. And yes, this year's increase looks to be stronger than what we've seen recently. In this video, I'll walk you through what to expect, how much you could receive, and why this year's adjustment is shaping up to be one of the most important updates in years. Before we start, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Go ahead and drop your city and state in the comments so we know where you're watching from, and if you've been following me for a while, welcome back. You already know we cover what's good, what's not so good, and what's exciting in the world of Social Security and senior benefits. So let's start with the good news. After months of uncertainty, the Social Security Administration is finally back on schedule. The Bureau of Labor Statistics has recalled the workers who were furloughed during the recent government shutdown, and they're now crunching the numbers needed to calculate the official cost of living adjustment, or COLA, for 2026. On October 24th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, the final inflation report for September will be released, giving the SSA the final piece of data it needs to lock in the new COLA. This report is what determines how much your benefit will increase starting in January 2026. Historically, Social Security's cost of living adjustments have averaged around 2.6% over the past 2 decades, but that average hasn't kept up with real-world inflation, which means many seniors have seen their buying power shrink year after year. In 2025, beneficiaries saw a 2.5% raise, which wasn't nearly enough to offset higher grocery, gas, and medical costs. Experts now predict that 2026 could bring a higher increase, potentially around 2.8% or even slightly above, depending on what the final inflation numbers reveal in late October. Let's break that down into dollars. For the average Social Security retiree receiving about $1,800 per month, a 2.8% increase means roughly an extra $52 every month, or $624 per year. For disability beneficiaries, that increase would be about $34 per month, while Supplemental Security Income SSI recipients would see around $24 more. While it's not a massive jump, it's still a meaningful boost, especially for those on fixed incomes. However, there's a catch. While your Social Security payment is expected to go up, so will your Medicare costs. This is where the not-so-good news comes in. Medicare Part B premiums are projected to rise by around 11.6%, with deductibles also increasing by roughly 12%. Medicare Part D, which covers prescription drugs, is also expected to see a smaller but still significant increase. What that means is that while you may receive a $50 or $60 monthly raise in Social Security, much of that could be offset by higher medical expenses. It's a frustrating reality. Seniors are being squeezed on both sides. Groceries, housing, and healthcare costs continue to rise faster than benefit increases can keep up. According to data from the University of Michigan, more than half of seniors report feeling stressed about their personal finances. Over 50% say they've cut back on essentials like food and utilities, and nearly half say inflation has deeply affected their daily lives. That's why any increase, no matter how small, matters so much right now. Now, here's where things get exciting. There's talk not just of a COLA increase, but of additional measures that could permanently raise Social Security benefits. President Trump has recently voiced support for a new $2,000 stimulus payment for seniors and Americans on Social Security and disability benefits. The proposed funding for this would come from tariff revenues collected from overseas, which have hit record highs. The idea is similar to the stimulus checks sent during the pandemic, direct payments that would be mailed to beneficiaries. If that proposal gains traction and becomes reality, it could provide a temporary but much-needed cushion for millions of retirees struggling with rising costs. There's debate about whether such a measure could increase inflation, but many argue that seniors deserve targeted relief after years of economic pressure. Whether it's $1,000 or $2,000, any form of direct support would help seniors breathe a little easier heading into 2026. In addition to that, 2 major bills currently in Congress could make a lasting difference for retirees. The first one is the Social Security Expansion Act, also known as S-770, which is gaining momentum in both the House and Senate. This bill aims to increase the special minimum benefit, which helps low-income workers and retirees, and link it to 125% of the federal poverty level. That means anyone currently earning below that threshold could see their benefits rise to around $19,560 per year, translating to roughly a $660 monthly boost for those with the smallest benefits. The same bill also proposes a $200 increase across the board for all Social Security recipients, a permanent addition, not a one-time payment. That means an extra $2,400 per year in your pocket. When combined, these changes could result in a total benefit increase of nearly $880 for many seniors. Again, not just temporarily, but permanently. If both the $2,000 stimulus and the Social Security Expansion Act move forward, 2026 could become the best year in decades for seniors. Not only would it provide relief from inflation, but it would also restore some of the lost purchasing power that retirees have seen eroded over the years. Still, until these proposals are passed, the key date to watch remains October 24th, the day the Social Security Administration will confirm the 2026 COLA. That announcement will set the tone for next year's benefits, and it's one every senior should pay attention to. So to sum up, the good news is, a Social Security increase is coming. The not-so-good news is that higher Medicare costs could eat into some of that raise. But the truly exciting part is what could come next: a potential $2,000 stimulus check, and two major bills in Congress designed to permanently strengthen Social Security benefits. We'll continue tracking these developments closely. If you want to stay informed about every change that could affect your benefits, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment below, and let me know your thoughts. Do you think the proposed stimulus is enough? Should Congress approve a $200 permanent increase? Let's talk about it, because your opinion matters. And as always, thank you for watching, thank you for being part of this community, and stay tuned for the official Social Security announcement on October 24th. Big changes are coming, and for once, they might actually be in your favor.